Cool. So, first of all, so the things that I want to talk about today, let me pull up the notes. That's a good idea. February, March 5th. Okay, so let me. Alrighty. Yeah, everyone, we can put our thing. Let me share my screen. All right. All right, can you all see? Yeah, okay. So the things that I want to talk about today, um, the main one for me is just O.8.0 release. So I have some news here. So the first beta has been cut. Not only is this the first beta of O.8.0, this is the first beta of did someone try to get in? Oh, they already let them in. So not only is this the first beta for O.8.0, this is also the first beta in Kagent history. So that's freaking awesome. I think we've basically here data release. Oops. That stupid Apple K, whatever. Okay, so this is our first beta release ever, which is awesome. Basically, I did this because I wanted to be able give up people the opportunity to start testing it because there are quite a few changes, especially with all those Go changes and everything. So this just allows people to start testing it, testing the libraries, etc., without it being pulled into. So the reason to do a beta here is that Helm has some behavior where unless you explicitly say dash dash dev dash dash development or dash dash version, Helm will not pick up a beta when you do an upgrade. So what that means is that these are safe. These will not be automatically reflected, but we can get eyes on it for testing. So this is our first O.8.0 release. So I just had Claude put together a summary for me. So release. Okay, what? I just had Claude put together release notes. I'll create a public gist of this, and I will link it here. So there's been a ton of features added like since 0.7.0, which is amazing. So this is kind of I'm viewing this as our KubeCon EU release. So we're going to be working internally to get docs updated for this and all sorts of, we're going to be doing some blogging, etc. So if you're curious about what's been added, and yeah, since what's been added since 0.7.0, it's a ton. It's really a ton of stuff. And so really excited about this release. A lot of fixes, a lot of additions, a lot of new contributors, etc. So that's that. Like I said, I also am going to need to backport some changes because there was a break for a fix, whatever. It's no big deal. 0.7.22, though, if you upgrade to that, the labels change. It's a bit annoying. It's not a big deal, but I'm going to have to backport something. So it's going to be our first backport, which also crazy. I'm hopefully not going to have to make any more backports to that branch. I'm not planning on doing any more bug fixes. It just so happens that is like the upgrade is broken. And so that seems like, I don't want that experience for people, especially with 0.8.0 not ready to go yet. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm going to be working on that a lot over the next week or so because, I mean, KubeCon is very soon already. It's 2 weeks out, basically. So, yeah, really, really excited about this. And And yeah, what else have I been working on? I also have a draft of cron agent design. I know you were working on this as well, Dimitro, but I gave it a go as well because it's like more of a native Kubernetes experience.
Why you call it the agent in this case?
I don't know. It could be a cron anything.
Because cron, it's more like a service which is calling agents, maybe. But okay, we can discuss it. Yes.
Yeah. So I gave that a go as well. Well, we don't actually talk about that. I'll just put that up when it's. But yeah, so I think that's all I have for right this moment. Is there anything else? Yeah. Is there anything anyone wants to chat about?
Yeah, I had a bunch of topics for today, but I couldn't show anything right now. Until I solved this issue with the build. So sorry.
Damn it!
I'm don't know.
I was so excited. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I wanted. Yeah, maybe we will move it to the next just community meeting on Tuesday. I'll try to be ready with all of this, and then because I also took your changes from the Go, and I did all my changes on top of it, just to avoid big merges and all of this. So now I'm trying to stabilize it and run it with a new latest main.
Yeah, there were a lot of changes. Basically, all the Go code broke.
So just from my side, I would say for this KubeCon activities, it would be good if we synchronize a little bit, the features which we want to get in, and some due dates. So if maybe I can commit to some parts, which I will push, and then you have your parts, and then all of it will be together without conflicts.
Sorry, someone called me and I lost audio. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm just saying that we need to synchronize all this, maybe like release for the KubeCon. Ethan, again.
Sorry, my mom called me twice. I thought it was an emergency. It definitely was not. So, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying that if we can have maybe like we can split some features, so we can synchronize on what features are in for that KubeCon release, so we will not have a conflicts and.
So I don't know that we should merge anymore. Like, do you want to merge your stuff into the KubeCon release, or do you want to just do it on top? Like, I don't think we need to worry about getting your stuff into 080, right? I think we could do it potentially in like an 081.
Let's see how it goes. Yes, maybe. I was just thinking that if I don't know, we need to discuss it. Okay, I'll prepare it for the next week so we can still have a look on it, because I saw that having like this idea with plugins would be something really interesting that can be and also like presented during the KubeCon and other stuff. Just because if you look on current development, there are a lot of bottlenecks in the process because of how the project is structured, and this what you did now with Go and the new image runtime and everything, it helps to have it like more independent modules and everything, but it's still not enough. So like having a real plugin system and things on top where we can add additional things without conflicts, I think it will be really cool stuff, and it will allow more contributors to contribute without having like some long discussions. This is good, this is not good. So you can actually have an optional components without breaking things, right? Another thing, when I was looking on this kind of like idea that when you put together MCP plus UI, and then Cursor was recently announcing they added support for the MCP UI standard in the chat, and that looks very similar. So basically, you have you have ability to call your MCP. MCP returns you some kind of a part of UI as an iframe, and you can present it inside the chat. So this idea that we can have something in the Kagent as a like additional menus and additional UI on the top level, that can be also like a, extended as a MCP UI as a second level, so you can have it also on the chat level. So if you're in the chat, you can have maybe some new widgets, new things, and you deliver them in the same way, because many people are saying they go away from MCP itself. They replace it with skills plus CLI because of tokens and everything. But MCP plus UI, it's still something valuable. It's like you cannot replace it, right? So those widgets, those custom UIs. So I think it will stay there for a while with this combination. I don't know. Maybe someone else. What do you think about this from your point of view? Like, guys.
Yeah, I think the dynamically generated UI thing is very, yeah. I think that in terms of like MCP tools for things like GitHub or stuff like that, I agree with you. I think it's moving way more towards the CLI skills approach. But for the UI, I mean, having a protocol to automatically generate UI is, I think, going to be really powerful. And it's definitely something we should include in our chats for sure. There's also AGUI, right? Or A2UI, or is that different? They're all called something. I don't even.
Yeah, look on the contributor chat in the Discord. I posted there the last thread about it, so you can just continue.
I'll bring that up.
So, if I understand correctly, this whole concept assumes human in the loop, right? So the UI is presented for the human looking at the chat.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. There's no reason to have a UI without a human, is what I think Ant is saying. Yeah.
Depends. It's like maybe you can have a UI, but no one is watching. It's okay.
Yeah, but eventually, if there's no human in the loop, you don't need a UI. Right?
No, human in the loop concept, it means you actually breaking the loop and you waiting the input from the human. But not every UI is like requiring the input. You can have UI just for the nice
a human on the loop.
Yeah, like for example, if you show right now the MCP tool call, what we show usually like inputs and outputs, right? Instead of having these inputs and outputs, you can have maybe nicer button, some widget with something, like a progress bar, which is moving dynamically. Like I have a couple of real scenarios which we are trying to model, and it's not so easy to make it nice. Imagine you run the chat, and then from this chat, I need to start like 100 sub-processes. Okay, like I need to have like some kind of like a pipelines or sub-agents or whatever, right? And then let's say if you want to present it in UI, you will have the best way to do it. It's custom widget in which you will have like multiple things, like changing the status from in progress to done and stuff like that. Like some dots or progress bar or something. The problem is, like, if you start to send the messages to this widget through the main UI channel, you pollute it. So then you reopen that session and you see a lot of messages which are like, doesn't make sense. They are not related to us, not related to the context. And in this case, having a widget which is like independently pulling something with SSE from the backend, it makes a lot of sense, because the widget can have its own state. It's like, it can present a lot of things, and if I just refresh the window, I'm still have a normal proper UI without having this craziness in the chat. That's the idea. So we need to have like extension point where we can have like kind of like a UI widgets and things like that, which are living their own like cycle and have their own API calls. But from the main session, from the main events and everything, it will be just normal tool call, one record with some parameters. That's it.
I see what you mean. So the human doesn't have to use the to to
Human can
interact
click on
with
it and then go somewhere else, maybe like redirect if needed. You can use it to change the channel or move the details, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, but we're still assuming a human is watching the chat.
Less and less. I think for those like, for scenarios like SDLCs, like coding agents in the background, we need more and more like running it at a big scale in parallel, and then only few of them will need your attention. So you need a different place where you can go and click saying, okay, here is my response, perhaps, but
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we're talking about, yeah. You probably need both. I mean, you'll be chatting sometimes you'll just go and see what it's up to at any given moment. So maybe it only, but the truth is it'll only render it if you're on the web page. So it can send the data so that if you look at it, it'll render it, but otherwise it won't render it, right? So it can be optional.
Also another example, which I've seen in the UI of Temporal, how they present like these cases. They have like a this workflow where you present like a workflow from the main agent, for example, and then you spin up a lot of those sub processes and things like that. At some point they come back to the main one. They like fan out, fan in. You wait for all of them to complete, and then you finish your session. You do summary, you analyze like all the results from all these threads, all the sub agents, all of that, and you finish it. So currently there is no a right solution in Kagent to do it. Like this is very common pattern. So you spin up a main agent, and then you have coordinator, then you have a lot of sub agents doing something, and then all of them need to come back, stop, wait for this complete, and then you summarize and you do whatever you need to do. We don't support it nicely right now. So this is like still a big open question, the durability, the executor. And I was waiting for Go SDK to be there first, because I wanted to start the temporal executor on top of Go. So now we officially have it in the beta in main, so we can probably have some work on the temporal side as well. If anyone has anything against it or something, just let me know or let's talk. There are actually two main frameworks which are recommended for that. Also, like ADK architects mentioned it on their community call. One is temporal and one is secret state or something like this. But it seems like temporal wins in terms of framework compatibility and everything. So
adoption also.
Yeah.
So I agree. It's important to support it. Definitely, multi-agent workflows are, are the way to go.
Yeah, no, I'm also interested, or I should say I'm going, like, I also want to look into the temporal stuff, but I've just been super duper busy.
Yeah, I would like maybe to propose some example on it later next week to see, maybe for the discussion, so we can have like initial look on how it looks like, what are the limitations, stuff like this.
Yeah,
because it's changed a little bit the approach how we do it. It's basically it has this concept of workers rather than the individual agents, and then we need to see how it will fit with the current architecture.
The other issue is that it's very opinionated.
Yes, agree, it is, but it's also like battle tested in many places, specifically with AI workflows.
No, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just bringing it up that it is very.
Yeah. What is the alternative? Alternative is to actually enhance the current executor with ADK and do it like our own. But then we don't have UI, we don't have all the things which are coming there for free. Again, let's let's try to see if it works, like more practical examples.
Yeah.
And then test it, because we don't want to reinvent the whole thing with durability and then do the
No, I agree. I don't want to.
all this.
I totally agree.
Yeah. On the other hand, there is the danger of getting locked into
Exactly.
into the way temporal does things.
And they
No,
have
we can always keep the mod like of a simple executor, probably.
Yeah. Again, I'm not again. I just need to look at. I've wanted to. It's just so yeah. Well, a lot of stuff going on. All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to discuss? All right. Well, let me think if I have anything else.
I'm mainly here to distract myself from the chaos that's going on. So.
Oh, well, that's very fair. Yes. How are you doing? Where do you live in Israel?
Near Tel Aviv, Ramat Gan.
Jesus. Well, I hope you and all your family are safe.
Yeah, we're safe, but severely annoyed.
Have you had to go to the bomb shelter yet?
Yeah.
But based on discussions, what I have with my colleagues is like 20 times a day.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of.
But it's getting better.
Seems like it was getting better, but then we had two sirens at night last night. In the middle of the night.
On top of it all, they're not letting you sleep?
Exactly. Now, we had 2 nights that were quite okay, like with like 6-7 hours sleep, but then last night they came back.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's been Well, I'm glad you were able to find some distraction with us.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I always knew I could help somehow.
Yeah, I'm still hoping I get to fly to KubeCon,
Yes, fingers crossed. It's okay, you can drive.
Yeah. Swim.
Yeah, you can swim, exactly. It's 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Well, I have to buy my. I really want to go to the Van Gogh Museum. I haven't been yet. That's my plan. I have to buy my ticket. All right. Well, sounds like we've reached the end. So I will keep everyone posted about the release. And another thing that I want to do, oops, I forgot to mention this, I'm hoping to do a blog about Go and about how how like small the container image is, how fast it starts up, etc. Just to kind of get people excited. So also wait, actually one more thing. I noticed at some point we had someone new join, I believe, the call.
Yeah, it's me. Hi there.
Yeah. מה קורה?
טוב מאוד. כאילו, כמה שאפשר.
אתה גם בארץ או?
Yeah, I'm also in Israel. It was also a good escape for me too. And it's interesting because we're at Honeybook heavy users of Temporal, and we love the platform, and we run many things on it. Specifically in DevOps, we have our deploy service running on top of Temporal, wrapping Argo CD, and doing a lot of stuff with Kubernetes. So yeah. So if you wanna, I don't know, like have some conversations about the experience with Temporal, I'm here to give my 2 cents, I guess. So yeah,
definitely this will be very helpful.
Yeah, sure. So I'm available at like the Discord server. Yeah, okay. I noticed that that's the only place that I could find you guys, and also Solomon Hikes for Dagger, so, because he's like always there. So yeah. So I will be available, and I started to play with Kagents, connected it. I like the experience still now. Like, it has some bugs, but it makes sense. It's just the beginning and everything. And I will probably keep using it. Maybe open some issues. Maybe contribute. I will try to join the Contribute Fest at KubeCon.
Oh yeah.
Though I have like 6 events at KubeCon right now. So I will try to juggle all of them and also join, hopefully. But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess I'll hopefully see you at KubeCon. Yeah, definitely. If you can post some issues, that would be super duper duper helpful. If there are bugs, we might not know about them. We might know, so that'd be super helpful. And then I can have my friend Claude check them out.
Cool.
So
all right.
Yeah. What is your handle on the Discord? I couldn't find you.
I think it's like No Fear Online or something very cringy from the past.
No Fear Online. I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, it's like hard to guess. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's the same handle as GitHub. Yeah, I started very young, so things stay.
Yeah. Okay, I sent you a friend request, so we can just. Thanks.
Great.
Yeah, I just added this comment about models. Maybe we can also, clean up a bit and update the models, what we are using, the defaults.
Absolutely. Yeah, those are very old.
Yeah. And something I forgot about it. What else?
Eitan, I saw in your Go refactor PR you had updated some models. Is that in the same context, or is there another location?
I don't think I updated. I think I just
I thought
made
they were
them
different.
constants. If I remember correctly, but I don't remember 100%.
Sorry, what did Claude do?
My friend Claude has been very busy. But let's see.
Yeah, so for example, like if you were to look at the comment that I dropped, I was like talking about the first one in my list there. There. You
Oh, it did. It swapped it.
But that's also not up to date. So
Claude knew. It said this version is not good.
I mean, I'm not even sure 4 is like available anymore. Anyway, so I'm 4 or 6 now.
Yeah, 4.6, 4.6.
Yes, Chris, that is the bug that what's his name? That yeah, but it's based on this basically the tools version needs to be updated apparently with this.
Okay.
This is failing in CI, so I need to get that. Yeah, basically.
Cool. Sorry, I was just running the upgrade and I was like, and everything fell on its ass. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, so unfortunately that is, yeah. So say it ain't so. But so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I might just push this over, like fix these and push this over because it is blocking any upgrades. So.
Sometimes. I had a question, and I don't know if it's one for now, but I noticed there's been 2 or 3 different questions about how to route Kagent through the gateway, and I think 3 people came out with 3 different solutions to do the exact same thing. Is there? Do we have a preferred way or the right way? So I set the URL in my model config.
You want to route the A2A protocol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about specifically?
So
The question that I had answered, and then Chris, you also answered.
yeah, and it was like, so when you're talking to the agents in the UI, that all the communication goes through the agent gateway.
That question specifically, it said then an agent
Yeah.
talking to another agent, which is why I think you have to use the proxy URL because the other agent's URL gets set in the, or sorry, it's like with the proxy URL, it sets it in the agent card. So when another agent tries to request the information about that agent, then it doesn't overwrite the URL you put in on the in the agent config. I don't know, it's like this weird thing where you have to like inject it deep inside because of how Python uses it.
Right.
Yeah, because of course configuration and everything, UI is actually has like UI part, and then you have like /API and this A2A kind of routing, right? So this /A2A goes to routing of the Next.js, and then it can go directly to the agents. So if you're talking about like the stream which is going to UI, I think we are not intercepting it anywhere. But if you have A2A communication between agents, that one can be with that configuration of URL that can go via agent gateway. And yeah, because of that, we have like a different weird things when you do a long-running sessions. When you do a long-running session and you keep alive for some reason not able to work, then you lost your UI. Then you need to reconnect and resume, right?
Yeah.
Did it answer your question, or you still asking more?
It was
like
more just general. It was like it looks like more people are trying to pair Kagent with agent gateway, and it's like, are we going to be looking at?
It's different. I think there are three different protocols which are involved, and because of that, you have like different things that are intercepted or routed.
Yeah.
Maybe we need some better architecture diagram. We can ask the friend Claude to do it.
Hey, don't talk about Claude that way. But yeah, I agree.
Or maybe we need a 4th protocol.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't need that. I actually said we should get rid of A2A in favor of MCP. I think having A2A is pointless at this point. But what do I know? But yeah, we need. I think we also just need, like, that is the perfect example of a blog, right? Chris, like, do we already have a blog or a doc on that somewhere? And if not, do you want to write a quick blog on how to do that? Because that quickly those things become the way people use. You know what I mean? And then you just say, like, you point to it and go like, oh, this is the way. You know?
Yeah.
I think we need blog, and we need actually some kind of like a contrib deployment example where you can just deploy agent gateway, they change the value, and
I think that's it. Yeah, because agent gateway and K gateway are super fun to deploy right now.
On the other
Um,
side, if we would go with the plugins, and then like for example, you have multiple MCPs with the plugins, and you need to have a simple, how it's called, the merge operation for all the MCP, when you put all them together, then basically Agent Gateway would be required to be there in a way. We don't have, until now, we don't have enough like motivation to say, yeah, we need Agent Gateway permanently.
Yeah, it's fair.
But
I think it's a tough sell. I don't think we'll ever be able to say that.
Okay.
As much, that's also right. I'm a maintainer on that. I just don't, you know what I mean? I don't think we'll be. I just think we should try and at least like have them be slightly separate, and then just, if we need to, we can.
Yeah, if you need like feature ABC, then enable this flag and use it, like routing A to A through the gateway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Agree. Oh yeah, now I remembered my question. Because I started to think about this model update, and then I lost the thought. And then, I was experimenting with different models recently as well, like with in different like chats and chatbots, and I noticed that like a significant difference depending on which, how strong is model. If you take like those main, Anthropic, other stuff, they're really cool. They can do advanced stuff, right? On the other side, if you do some nano, mini, and other things, like the results are very, very strange. And we managed to survive the whole year without touching any prompts and other stuff, right? On the agent side.
Yeah.
At the same time, people were complaining that our existing prompts on agents are spending kind of like a lot of tokens, right? So we haven't done this optimization and so on. Do you think for the KubeCon and like anniversary, all of that, makes sense to kind of like spend some time and optimize the prompts in
Yes.
all the agents?
So wait, Dimitri, did you see the change that I made? I thought see the prompt templates.
No, not really. Can you?
This guy, he doesn't even pay attention. Come on. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe I forgot.
But yes, I think that's a very good idea. I think to do that though, we need some sort of evaluation, because otherwise we're just guessing.
Yeah. Sure.
Let me find. But yeah, I do think we should do that. I'll add that to the doc. Current or work on default system prompts.
Because again, if you assign this task to the dear friend Claude,
yeah,
it can be done relatively fast, and it just need to run it with like low model, medium, and high models, to verify that we are good.
Yep, totally agree. Yeah, I do think Claude could do a really good job at this. Okay, I will
just maybe one more question in the same area. Like, do you see a need in the long term to rework the Kagent tools to become skills plus CLI, or we still want to kind of maintain it in the MCP style?
So,
because we can make it possible, like in addition, to.
Yeah, honestly, I think probably skills CLI, probably. Yeah.
I think potentially, if you look on the experience what we had in the past year, right? We got like 2-3 contributions from other CNCF projects, which came with like some extensions to add, and the process was not so smooth, right?
Yeah.
Allowing people to bring a skill with a specific CLI plus the skill MD, and be able to connect it to the Kagent. I think it's another simplification. We can bring more community, on board and using it together. What do you think? Like, I'm thinking about this CNCF map, like the huge list of projects, right? How many of them are trying to integrate with us on one hand?
Yeah, I think that one of the things we're thinking about doing, I don't know if this is a secret or not. I don't think so, but we're already planning on doing some sort of skills directory for KubeCon.
Mm-hmm.
So we could make that public so that anyone could, right, push skills there. So yeah, like we could.
I know that like Christian was posting several things about like MCPs and enterprise should be like we are HTTP only and other stuff, but I think this idea of like if you have a proper MCP with skills, it's not contradicting. Perhaps it's just shifting the security to airbag and other stuff, which we still need to solve. But
yeah, no, I agree. It shifts it. I mean,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I think the reality is going to, okay, if the way that I see things moving is away from MCP toward dedicated runtime file system agents, basically with some sort of sandboxed playground, CLI tools and skills, and that is the future that I see happening as of right now. That could change, but that is the future that I see happening. So one thing I'm also trying to do on my own right now is figure out how to get Kagent to that place, because I think that like, for example, what that guy Kate SGPT, what he did, I actually think that is way overcomplicated. I don't think that's necessary.
No, he did ephemeral containers, which right. is kind of but I tested the whole thing. It's not as stable as we were afraid of.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect that.
And that's it. It's like it's reduced my alarm level.
I never had any alarm because I actually view it like, seriously, I view it as healthy. Like, I actually think that it got me thinking a lot about what we do. And I think if there's no other competition, then you're not going to advance, right? So I'm excited.
No, but it's a bit different thing. I mean, it's a kind of like he's following the OpenClaw like design and this idea of personal agent with all the channels and stuff like this. Yeah, we had some discussions about it on Tuesday. You were not there, but so okay, we switched the topic from this to this. Execution sandboxes, right? So for the sandboxes, if we start to use skills and CLIs, we still need to have more granular way to say, okay, this skill and this CLI has like read-only or other stuff.
Well, skill, I agree, but that's a general problem, right? Like, and I think part of that's just going to be like, so okay, there's this tool that I love, and I'll probably push for it at some point. I've talked to you about it, Dimitro. But I'll put it in the chat. Here, it's called No, and it is really cool tech. Where'd it go? What? Oh, here. And if you look at the docs, they have so what for like if you think about what the points you're talking about, like they have credential injection so that you can inject the the execution credential, like the networking credentials, so that the actual agents don't have access to them, and this can be per user. Right, you have learning modes, you can figure out what it's doing. Like there's all these just layers of security that you can add on top. And so what I imagine is it's going to be essentially an agent that thinks it can do whatever it wants, but is actually being run by a tool like this.
Oh, okay. I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen people posting about this. This is cool.
I think, yeah, I see who created it. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So if this again, like, so if the way I see it is you have, yeah, it thinks it's doing whatever it wants in some ephemeral, but so the question for Kagent in my mind is how does Kagent give each agent session its own file system?
Yeah, exactly. Or by the way, you can have also a group of agents sharing the same workspace. Sometimes you need both. You need exactly both. And this is actually what this OpenClaw doing. You know, you can have like a one workspace with routing multiple sub agents, or completely isolated workspace. You know, with all of that. Of course, they don't do a good work on the secrets yet. Everything there is open, and as soon as you manage to pull some broken skills, everything is compromised. This is like the thing you accept when you start to work with OpenClaw. But yeah, I believe we can build and runtime and everything around, which will be like really secure for this. Yes, but this conversation that does the Kubernetes abstractions that we currently use is the right choice, like the pod for the per agent. It's to me, more and more I see that it's like too big, like one pod is too big. And then if you start to go in this direction of like smaller file systems isolations, then all kind of this identity and other stuff will come up, how you differentiate, because until now, you had this pod identity as a minimum, right? Where you can distinguish between one workload and another workload. Then whole security models and everything were built on top of it. So I don't know, this Symposium guy, he tried to use like ephemeral pods. I haven't validated it. Does this ephemeral pod gives you our ability to run it in a smaller way with a more isolated runtime in this case, or not? Is it like solving this runtime and permissions?
No. I mean, if you look at how most people are doing it, they're doing it with VMs. Basically, they're doing like
VM with a browser, with everything, with the libraries. Yeah.
So again, this is like the big, like, if anyone has any ideas here, this is like I think the big question.
The 1 million or billion question, yes.
Yeah. And this is something that Kagent will have to do to stay relevant. So it's going to be, this will be for 090, Dimitro, for our KubeCon NA release. Or 01 or 10, who knows, yeah.
Now, the some guys are going in this direction. You can have access to KVM, and then you need this KVM device, and then you can spin up all these kind of sandboxes with KVM. But KVM would require you to have a node exposing it to the Kubernetes, and that's too much, right? And I'm not aware about. I need to look on this. Know more closely what they use. And,
they use they use Linux sandboxing.
Okay. Because on the other side, maybe we would need to also look more in some kind of WASM or something. I don't know.
All right. We're at time. I gotta go. but very interesting discussions. Hopefully, yeah, maybe eventually I'll take a nap. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Very exciting stuff though. Chris, I'll fix that problem.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you, and have a wonderful rest of everyone's day. I hope Ola and Ant stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks.
See y'all later.
Bye.
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 Bye.